A baseball field lingers in the distance. The buses have left, everyone has left, and the school is barren. The swings swing idly to and fro in the wind as if ghost children push them lightly from whatever plane of existence they're in. From the playground, I measure with my eyes just how long it will take to get from here to there. I'll be wide open the whole time. I can see my exit, a small foot-beaten path behind the baseball diamond. And if I can get to the path, I can get to the road. And if I can get to the road, adults will be around. If I can make it there, maybe Chris won't see me. But of course, he will. It's like guerrilla warfare to him. Maybe this time it'll be different. Under the brim of my Red Sox hat, through sweat-beaded eyebrows and eyelashes, I squint, and everything is green and earth tones. No boys on the horizon. They're hiding in the trees. I quicken my pace, faster, faster, faster. As fast as my little British nights can take me. Yeah, those were a thing back then. In 1989, you could walk home any way you wanted. Kids weren't tagged the way they are now. You couldn't call 911 from your pocket, and your shouts for help were ignored with intent, such that whatever you were enduring would toughen you. It certainly does, but not the way you'd think. I don't know why Chris had chosen me as the target of his vile affection. At second base, I wonder if he has his bat with him this time. He'd swung it around in my face a few times like a blunt, painful sword that could crack teeth to the outfield. The woods screamed, "I've been used to hurt more than the likes of you. You're just one in a long line of boys that got in my way, and I definitely don't lament that I have never been properly used to knock one out of the park." Of course, Chris had never actually used it to hit me, just tap me on the head a few times and smile a shit-eating grin while I held back tears. Your heart never beats faster or louder than when you're a child, and relief never feels so good as when the clenching hand of an oppressor lets go. The pitcher's mound, he usually gets me before here. Why, oh why didn't I just take the bus? It drops me off right in front of my house. Mom is home, Dad is home, and Star Trek: The Next Generation awaits, well, the next generation. My big brother is there, and he has a mullet. But don't hold that against him. It was just the style. He has a long reach and can knock down fourth graders like there's no tomorrow. There aren't people in my life telling me to defend myself, just a long line of self-righteous twats telling me to ask myself what Jesus would do, and then do that. By home plate, I've reminded myself that once I did do what Jesus would do. I said, "You can do whatever you want to me and I'm not gonna fight back." That got my hair pulled so hard it left a bruise on my scalp for a week. No, doing what Jesus would do only gets you hurt and encourages more. I pace around the gate to the tree line and to the path. I might actually be home free. My heart is settled and I want the TV with its bulbous 480i electron gun to send me to the stars. Anywhere but here. 8-bit Nintendo with Mega Man 3 and pot roast with carrots and round potatoes. My sister reading the Babysitter's Club books on the couch. My father smoking a pipe while going over Bobby Fischer's greatest wins, probably thinking, can I make a better move than the greatest player who ever lived? And I wonder as I reach the pavement, can I make a better move than Jesus? There's a babbling brook nearby, on the opposite side of the road. The kind of place a kid could spend hours playing with his G.I. Joes in, soaking the bottoms of their pants, and later telling weary mothers they won't catch cold or some flesh-eating bacteria. I went back there once in my 20s, and it was actually a sewer drainage pipe that I'd been playing in. Maybe those moms were right. Fears of infection and notions of gods watching our moves across boards don't compute the moment you hear bikes, the riders, oh Christ, he's on his bike and he's got his friends with him this time. Just then there's a tap on my shoulder. Momentarily I jump out of my skin, because the fingers have claws ready to tear at my flesh. But why would claws be in this world? And with my heart in my throat I turn to see my sister, with a befuddled look on her face. "Hi," she says. Breathlessly, I say hi back. But what was she doing here? "I thought you were gonna wait for me," she says, and I can still hear bikes whizzing. "I just wanted to walk alone. You're making me look like a baby." My sister, who had been used to teasing unfortunately because she was deaf, rolled her eyes and said, "Well, I'm walking with you anyway." "Fine, but they're coming," I said ominously. She smiled. "He won't hurt you." In the distance, 3 boys ride with the determination and devil-may-care attitude of bad guys not looking at explosions. To my right, near the drainage pipe, I see a stick that was longer than I was tall. I picked it up as they put on speed. Mike, Chris, and Joey began to circle us, as I get into my best Wade Boggs stance to crack any of them in the face should they come near us. My sister says, "This isn't funny, guys." One of the boys mocks her deaf voice. "This isn't funny, guys." Chris coasts around, standing on his pedals. "What are you gonna do with that?" "I'll shove that thing right up your ass." Mikey says he'd probably like it. They chuckle together. And in a fit of rage, I jam the stick into the spokes of Chris's bike. There's a crack as the stick breaks, but it was more than enough to stop the bike's momentum and cause him to fall to the ground, knocking the wind out of him. I'll never forget just how hard that made me laugh. The other two boys stared wide-eyed at Chris, laying on his belly trying to gasp for air. I don't know if you've ever had the wind knocked out of you, but that first breath is agony. His eyes red and puffy, he gets to his knees and faces his friends. They were both wearing weird smiles. Exasperated, Chris says, "The fuck?" And as he says this, he charges right at my sister like a defensive lineman. He grabs her waist and throws her down. My sister had been wearing an old clunky hearing aid amplifier that strapped over her shoulders and faced forward to pool the noise in front of her. I always said she looked a bit like Darth Leia with it on. It had been knocked free. I'm still standing there with a broken stick in my hand, not knowing what to do, while his fist rises. He's going to punch down at my sister. She put her hands up defensively, when suddenly, very unexpectedly, Joey, with his considerable girth, uses his chest to knock Chris down. And for the second time in a day, he had the wind forced out of his lungs. His braces had cut his lips, and with a bloody mouth, he silently mouthed the word, "Ow." Dust had kicked into the air and it began to settle. Joey helped my sister to her feet and asked, "Are you okay?" She nodded. There's yelling from a yard not far from us. None of us are really paying attention. We look across. It's a guy in his 20s with a mullet and Coke bottle lenses. He's wearing flip-flops and tight 80s shorts that show the ugly truth about people's upper thighs. To this day, I still think he asked, "What are you little cocks doing?" But he probably didn't say that. And like most childhood fight situations, adults show up late and assume whatever the hell they want. He begins yelling at all of us to leave, or he'd call the cops. My sister either wasn't paying attention or didn't care to read the guy's lips, began picking up the broken pieces of her hearing box. The boys lifted their bikes and began to pedal away. As Chris pedaled, through bloody lips, he said, "I'll get you." There was fury in his eyes, but it didn't bother me so much. Not anymore. The man on his lawn kept yelling and barking like a rabid dog. For some reason, he would approach the edge of his lawn and then back off as if tethered to the house by some invisible force. His head was shaking so violently that his glasses fell off. His face was reddened, and spit began to cake at the corners of his mouth. "Get the hell out of here!" My sister and I, stunned and weary, walked away. She dusted herself off, asked, "Want to get some candy at the meat market?" "Yeah, sure. Why not?" And in the distance, we heard the echoes of, "Fucking kids." How about it, guys? Anybody else have a bully? Tell me in the comments section. Did you beat him up? Did you run away? I await your response. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, share it on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, wherever. Thanks for watching.